spectacle of the rising sun?
No, madame. Being with you makes it worth it. Though I must say, no one ever did see get up before the hour of 7 o'clock. It is needlessly exposing to one's health.
Mademoiselle, I get up every day at 4, and I don't feel any worse for it.
A peasant's outlook, I'm sure.
She's caught up in nature. Where's Catherine?
On the farm, ma'am. Do you want me to go get her?
Yes, please, and tell her to bring everything for lunch here. Much healthier, in my opinion, than a village-style lunch.
What? In the open air? Cold milk? I would die.
You wouldn't die of it. We'll arrange it nicely, and once you've had it, I'm sure you want to stay.
These peasants are awfully casual with you.
What can I say, my child? It's partially my fault. Ever since my widowhood, the land is all we have, so I needed to make myself feel at home, loved by those around me. The world fascinates me so much, I forget I must be respected as their lady.
You can't have it both ways.
Not always, my child, not always. But since we have a moment, let's talk reasonably. You are 20 years old. I want you to start establishing yourself and take it seriously. You are as beautiful as the day is long. For that we'll have to do, for we are not rich. And my brother Boniface has completely forgotten about us. 7 years, nothing. Consider the Counts Lussan and Fermière, since they are the only suitors who are not discouraged by our misfortune. I think you should choose between them. Tell me, which one do you prefer?
Prefer? Is that allowed? Monsieur Lussan is absent. Monsieur de Fermière, isn't he the only one whose care and consideration can match my rank?
So you love him?
I didn't say that.
What's wrong with the bread from my farm, mademoiselle? You know, you never know what fortune may have in store for you. One day, you may have to make the best of common things.
You may be right, but you could have spared me that.
See, that's what happens. 2 months in Paris, head of iron, and a empty stomach. I do not like it, my child. I advise you to correct it.
I wouldn't have said anything. It was only that her behavior inspired me.
Oh, I am very happy to inspire you, Miss Catherine.
You scoff? The friendship of a simple peasant woman has its merits, especially when it's honest.
Miss Catherine, you couldn't put 2 sentences together and not betray yourself. There's no way you were born a peasant woman.
You know, my daughter is right. I've often thought...
Look, ladies. It's Monsieur de Fermière. I think he means to speak with you.
Tell me, madame, in which pastoral novel did you get the idea of having a lunch that cuts off 2 good hours of rest?
Young man, how can you sleep with a day so beautiful, air so fresh?
Ah, nature. Yes, you love nature, and you are right. I like it too, but not that much. Hey, here's our beautiful farmer. Hello, Angel. Do you still love me?
As much as you deserve, sir.
That's as good as a yes. And little Fanchette, tender enough to eat.
Oh. Come now, you foolish man, take your place.
Mademoiselle, you know well you are the only one for me, the only one who can ever warm the cockles of my heart. Oh, Elise.
Sir.
My lady, when will you have pity on me?
Sir.
Oh, yes, yes, I get it. You don't want people to speak for you. Ah, decency, it's a good quality. But I can no longer languish in my anxiety. I'm dying, I'm burning, I'm drying up. On my word, you have within 24 hours to decide if you don't want to see me become the victim of some catastrophe.
Oh, Fermière, if your passion for my daughter is as ardent as you say, perhaps you will soon have your wish. For within a week, Elise shall be married.
Married?
You seem surprised.
I am, madame.
But nothing could be simpler. When a pleasant man and a pretty woman are together in the same place, it must necessarily result in a marriage. Or something like it.
You do not seem convinced, Catherine.
I'm not convinced, madame.
And why is that?
Sir, there are so many reasons to hold on to one's freedom.
Some would argue it is enough to seek happiness.
Happiness. With a husband.
And you think that's impossible?
Difficult at the very least.
Tell me, beautiful Catherine, were you ever crossed
love, it would be a pity, my word.
I have only the memory of a young woman who was duped and very unhappy.
Well, you're going to tell us about it, aren't you?
You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll sing it to you.
Ah, a sad song.
On the contrary, the subject may be sad, but the song is cheerful.
Oh, a rye song. How adorable. It's like at the opera comique. Yes, charming.
Huh. What are you dreaming of, sir?
Oh, Miss Julie's example doesn't scare you, does it?
No, Madame Catherine. One does not always yield to mad passion, and one does not always choose quite so badly.
Choose. Mademoiselle, the very sentiment that inspires freedom of choice is no more raised by the one who experiences it than by the unfortunate who inspires it.
This woman has originality, I'll say that much.
What do you think of that, sir?
Shut up.
Shall we go back, Mother?
Yes, my dear. Okay, will we see everyone at the chateau for Elise's birthday?
Of course, madame. None of us would miss the opportunity to show mademoiselle our respect and our love.
I'm much obliged to you, Miss Catherine.
Adieu, adieu. See you later.
Charles hasn't come back yet?
He left with the ladies this morning. He left around noon to do some business with the wine growers, but I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Well, I've been waiting for him since this morning to put the accounts in order. He hasn't been in a hurry.
Madame, he has so much to think about. He's in charge of everything. Oh, that poor Monsieur Charles. I mean, the farm, it's just one more thing.
I know. He does justice to his character. I'll wait for him in my office. Fanchette,
Milady.
since when are you and Henri on such familiar terms? You blushed when he appeared. He stammered his answers to our young mistress. What was that?
I blushed when he appeared?
Yes, and you're blushing right now.
Madame, it's nothing, really.
I wish I could believe you. What, does he love you?
Yes, Madame.
And do you love him?
Yes, Madame Catherine. Have courage.
And do you intend to marry?
Well, yes, Madame. With your blessing, of course.
What if I don't give it to you?
Well, of course you will. You're so good, and I love you so much, Papa, and I would be so happy to be
Fanchette!
Yes, Madame.
Don't you remember what I told you? You shouldn't ever hope to marry with my consent.
Must have forgotten.
Well, remember it then, and forget it no more.
Seriously?
Yes, very seriously.
Well, what is your reasoning?
Doesn't matter, just listen to me.
Alas, my God. Poor me. If you only knew the pain this would cause him. We thought one day you wouldn't be so angry with men. You would come to terms with this marriage and actually let us
What do you
know.
want me to do? Remarry?
Remarry?
Never. No man is ever going to see me under his dependence again. And I would to heaven I could break even the last tie that attaches us to their society.
Oh, where is Charles? You don't want to live among men, and here you are asking for what?
That's different. He's needed here.
And what if I need Henri? What can I do without him?
Did not expect such stubbornness from you. All right, madame. Go. Follow your inclination. Marry your dear Henri. But if you do, don't think I'll shield you from the punishment you're bringing upon yourselves. Once you're married, don't come to me, don't seek to come and tell me your sorrows. If you leave my child, this will not be the first good deed for which I have been punished.
What did I do for you to say such things? Forgive me. I've offended you. I'd rather give up love, men, the whole world for the rest of my life than to ever give you grief, Madame. Pardon. 100 times pardon.
Child. Oh. I'm the one who's sorry for having hurt you. I don't know why I said all that. You see, we must never talk about marriage. You must see that. Come, dry your eyes and give me a kiss, and then let's have the end to it. All right?
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going back to work, and you?
I'm going to shut myself up in my study for a moment. I need to be on my own. When Charles comes, tell him... No, don't tell him anything. I'll take care of it.
Fanchette,
Come, monsieur. Madame Catherine is here.
everything I was worried about has come to pass. Elise is trying to use every trick in the book to bring me back to her. I don't know where her craftiness comes from, but I'm in despair.
Alas, my God. Well, I just talked to Madame Catherine, and we spoke of love and marriage, and, well, I tried to ask her about Henri.
I couldn't hold out any longer in such a state, and if what I'm hearing is true back at the castle, my fate is to be decided here, decided today.
So you're going to spoil everything. My God, be careful and don't run the risk.
Leave me.
So you're overcome.
Leave me, I say.
Farewell, then. Please don't talk to her right now. She said she wanted to be left alone and undisturbed.
That's all right. I'll wait for her. Yes, I will talk to her. I will see. But how dare I? Whenever I'm with her, my thoughts abound, but yet speech refuses to come. But this woman, far from whom I feel I could no longer live, who perhaps hates me? No. No, she doesn't hate me. One does not inspire such a sentiment of love without feeling at least a part of it. And if such is my happiness, then... Catherine! I swear, whoever you are, nothing will stop me from uniting my life with yours. What do I hear? Perhaps she's going to sing. Let's listen. You were singing. The chorus is very easy to pick up, so I was singing along.
You've been here long?
Just before the first verse. It's very pretty.
Oh. Did you hear it all?
I didn't miss a word.
So not only do you abuse the permission I gave you to go home early every evening, but then you miss out on the hours when you should be here during the day. It's not good.
Forgive me. It is my duty to spend every evening at the Lussan house, but I would rather devote that time to you and Fanchette, but my work does not suffer from it. Here are the accounts. There's not much left to do to set them in order, but believe me, my greatest sorrow would be seeing you upset with me.
Upset with you? Charles, far from it. Come, let's see the accounts. When I go up to the chateau this evening, I'll show them to Madame.
Are you going to the chateau tonight?
Yes. You seemed reluctant to make an appearance, so I am taking care of an errand that you don't care about.
It's true. I don't like grand people.
Neither do I. But I'll take them to Madame. What are you dreaming of, Charles? You stopped writing.
I don't have a good defense, I'm afraid. At this moment, I'm dealing with such concerning matters, it's impossible for me to think of anything.
Then rest. Read the accounts. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm worried about you, Charles. Do you have something you want to tell me?
I couldn't tell anyone else, madam.
Well, speak then. Am I not your friend? Come, we can talk together.
God, where to start?
Why does my heart beat like this?
Madam?
Yes?
Madam, I have to consult you on a matter which concerns me very greatly.
All right, Charles, what is it?
The old patroness with whom I live, who I seek to inherit a small fortune from, she wants to marry me.
You!
Me.
Oh my God! My friend, we only have opinions in such a case. Your benefactress wants to marry you. And that bothers you? Your patroness wishes you well. She loves you. I don't know why you thought it necessary to talk to me about such things.
If I had
I know you're afraid of telling me, but you're free to leave whenever you like. You couldn't be more free. It just seems like everyone around here is giddy to get married. All of you, get married at once, and then leave me alone.
If I'd had it my way, I would not have come to you with this. That I'm so far from agreeing to this proposed marriage. I resisted with all of my strength. That resistance stems from a passion that runs deep to the core of my life, and it's something I've not yet talked about with anyone.
Oh. Well, that's different. Poor Charles. Are you in love, my friend?
I love another woman. A profound mystery surrounds her. She's a woman whose charm and character alone would be enough to earn my respect, even if her wit had not already done so. She's a woman who can't be blamed for anything, and yet this mystery gives rise to strange rumors that because of her past, she's developed a prejudice against all men, of which I'm the first and most unfortunate victim. And I do love her.
You know, Charles, you speak well.
I would speak much better if she dared to answer me, no doubt.
No doubt. Well then, this woman who doesn't answer you, tell me about her. Is she rich?
She's rich to me, at least. I have almost nothing, but I'm afraid the little that I'm worth must seem unworthy of her.
Oh, think again, Charles. There are some for whom the love of an honest and happy man is more to be prized than all the riches on earth. Where else are you supposed to find such a heart? Listen, I have never met a man who has never had reason to reproach himself for the misfortune of a woman. And I've never once met a woman who hasn't been the victim of his sensibilities. And then people are astonished when girls become nasty or bitter or flirtatious, sometimes even worse. But the very first step they take in the world depends on this. We're taught to present some sort of enchanting allure to be desired, at an age when people expect only pleasure and know only happiness. Their entire destiny is attached to the consequences of a fatal first impression they can make on a man. And what about a girl who was happy in her choice? What about a girl who had passed her life gently between the duties of true love and the invaluable enjoyments of virtue? What happens when she is disgraced by the conduct of her seducer? So what if she gives in to all the vices that she learned from him? What if she uses those vices to avenge herself against everything that he made her suffer, against everything that her charms made her a dupe and a victim of?
You've been exposed to these horrors, and you never sought vengeance.
No, I have nothing to reproach myself for. But this fact has followed me everywhere, and it still rings true. Seduction, ridicule, contempt, all women are victims of it. All women suffer by it. Charles, how much I have suffered.
Catherine, speak to me. Pour this secret out to my heart. Never did a more tender friend deserve to be its final resting place.
I believe you. The estrangement I have for society can't hold up against the faith you place in me. Charles, I am not what I appear to be. An illustrious name and an immense fortune before... Oh God, someone's coming.
There could not be a worse time.
Knock it off, Fanchette. Let me talk to her. Ah, madame. I have an errand for you, and I don't know why Fanchette is trying to stop me from carrying it out. I have a letter from my master, and he awaits your answer.
A letter from me? From Monsieur de Fermière?
Yes, madame.
You are miraculously lovable, and I am in love 100 times over. Our ages, our tastes, our spirits all agree. It is only our social stations which differ somewhat. But my love willingly resolves to bridge the distance that separates us and does not even demand that you take it into account. Believe me, when I swear to love you until eternity, and moreover this marriage of convenience that I am made to this little Elise, it will not prevent me from spending my life at your feet. Farewell. Think about my offer, and I await your decision with unimaginable impatience.
Fievel.
Oh, hello, my lord. Why is Monsieur de Lussan?
Yes, I told you.
But I see him.
But you're seeing wrong.
But I see Monsieur de Lussan right there.
And I'm telling you that is not him.
What? Why am I allowed to see him this morning, but I'm not allowed to see him now?
What's going on? Charles, can you help?
Charles?
Charles, got it?
Oh! Take this and cover for me.
Take this and lie if you can.
No, I don't want this. I'm happy to lie for nothing.
Madame would sacrifice her daughter to such a man. Tell your master, Henri, that I'll give him my answer at the ball tonight.
Yes, ma'am. And, Monsieur Charles has nothing to say about going to the chateau?
If you help me keep my secret, I'll find a place for you in my service.
Oh, that's an easy choice to make, sir. Nice and easy. Here, sir. How do you feel now, sir?
Oh, better. Much better. I was dying of thirst.
If you would permit me, sir, it would be my honor to escort you to the chateau this evening.
Thank you, son. That is kind. But first, I wish to ask about my sister and her niece. Are they well liked by the people here? Is my niece kind, benevolent? Do tell me something. You must know the truth.
Madame and Elise?
I'm ready to make Elise my heir, but if she is proud and harsh to her peasants, then I'm going to take her inheritance elsewhere and give it to someone who needs it more. But if you can vouch for her, I'm willing to increase her fortune, so that she may increase all of yours.
Oh, Madame la Marquise is a very good mistress. A supporter of the poor.
Mother of orphans.
The best of women!
And her daughter? What can you tell me of her? Well, that is quite clear enough.
Forgive us, sir. Elise is charming. Isn't that right, Charles?
Yes, very, charming.
And her character? Can you tell me of that? I see. Have they begun to arrange a marriage for her?
Mademoiselle must choose a fiancé tonight at the ball. A certain Monsieur de Fermière, and a lord of a village about 2 miles from here called Lussan.
Him? I wouldn't worry about him. I doubt you'll be seeing him at the chateau.
Why not?
Why should he make an appearance? They say Miss Elise does not like him, and why should he stick around to watch her marry his rival?
This is too bad. My niece did very poorly to dismiss such a young man as Lussan. His rival must be quite the worthy young gentleman. Well, I must be off. Madame, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, your air, your mannerisms, they remind me of someone I once knew. I hope we'll meet again. Now, Mademoiselle, good day, sir. Give me your arm, boy, and we shall be off.
Oh, it's Fearball, I'm done for!
That rascal Ogden must be around somewhere. Excuse me, ma'am.
But no. By God, it's him. It's the Count de Lussan.
Count Lussan?
Lussan, you devil, what are you doing here?
I'm waiting, Fieval, for you to tell us what you're doing here.
Well, I don't know if we're both here for the same thing, but In any case, it's nice to run into you.
Lussan, Fermière, so it is you two who are vying for my niece's hand.
Your niece, sir?
Yes, my niece Elise d'Arnacourt. That is, unless you're here for someone else.
Sir, no.
Madame, you didn't tell me your gentleman was a count. I suppose it's quite simple. When a woman is beautiful, men lose their good sense.
God, we're ruined.
Soften your words, sir. My disguise is a threat to Madame's honor. You must not suspect she had anything to do with it. She had no idea, nor was she aware of the visit of Monsieur Fierval.
Yes, it's true, and he's only here to try and steal Fanchette from me.
What? Are you serious? Who would believe such a wild story? This is a joke, my lord. I am here on a couple of errands relating to my forthcoming marriage with your adorable niece. And I must confess, I did not expect to find Monsieur de Lussan set up here and disguised like this, but you must excuse him. Love makes us do foolish things.
Go on then, sir. Try and use this to your advantage, but believe me, you'd better keep your mouth shut if you don't want our paths to cross again.
Oh, I won't deny that we met here tonight. I respect you too much for that, but as for my discretion, not possible. By my honor, not.
Enough! Monsieur, if this is all true, it quite lessens the opinion I had of you.
Think of me as you wish, sir. I only hope that you will keep all of this a secret. I will have the honor of seeing you at the chateau this evening.
Very well. I shall wait for you there. I'd be quite relieved if I was wrong. Madame, forgive this insult. Your beauty makes it quite easy to assume. As for you, young man, I should think you should reconsider how certain your engagement with my niece is. I want her to have an honest young man who truly loves her, I'll warn you.
In that case, sir, my happiness is assured. Nice to see you again, beautiful. But word of advice, you should send him to disguise himself elsewhere. You never know what people might think. Farewell, Lussan. No hard feelings, eh? Sir, I am at your command.
Catherine, we won't let this scandal fall on you alone. The nerve of that man!
I should be thanking him.
Taught me to know you better. He lit up the abyss into which my error was going to throw me. What did you think was going to happen? Even if I was everything I wanted to be in your eyes, you never cared if I knew the truth. Was that why you thought you could risk my peace, my reputation? Is it already decided among men that a woman of inferior birth could never equal you in virtue? I never would have believed you capable of it.
It wasn't like that. Pardon me. For a ruse. You would have recognized it as innocent if you knew. I loved you, Catherine. I do love you. Before this, you were going to confide something in me. Just do it now. The rest of my life depends on it. Let me know who you are. Let me help you return to the world and to happiness.
You're all the same. Go then. Save yourself. Forget the miserable woman who never asked to meet you in the first place. I will soon be going far from here. Far from you, far from everything. I'm going to seek a place, if there is one, where I can finally be free of such lies and deceit.
What? Believe?
Yes. Tonight I'll report to Madame, but tomorrow I leave the village for good.
Catherine, in the name of God!
What? Catherine, you're sending me away. You don't both of you don't love me. You don't, you little ingrate! It becomes you well to claim a tenderness you have so shamefully abused. To engage in such plots, to betray your friend, to expose us to shame in the eyes of everyone. You can go ahead and do what you like. You got what you wanted. Neither of you are welcome here anymore. Go! Help me, sir. Help me.
Calm down, my child. I will take care of you. I leave you, madam. You're not a willing present to hear me. But Believe me, I will make you fall in love with me one day, and I will know who you are. Perhaps I shall know in spite of you. My love, and my respect, and my dedication. They will all help you remind me one day that I do love you. I'm sorry, madam, but no. I cannot let you walk away from here. Come, Fanchette.
What? Now am I not even free to flee the places where misfortune relentlessly pursues me? Must I continue to endure Fierpo's insults and Elise's tantrums while she chases a man? Oh, I should. Whom I cannot hate. Who's to say, though, that a second marriage would be any less disastrous than my first? If the first man I ever cared for made me so unhappy, what could I expect from a man to whom I owe everything in my turn? I won't run the risk. I'll go. Yes, I'll go this very night. But before I leave, I want to punish that insolent Fierro. Hateful he was. How well his smugness and audacity showed next to. What am I saying? What am I thinking? Oh, Julie. Flee, if you will, from the Count de Lussan. But don't ever hope to forget Charles.
Nothing could be more true. I found him on the farm like he'd been there all his life.
To cross his natural birth in this way, where anyone who came across him could find out. To defy us, to insult us like this.
Do you care?
I didn't need this latest offense to make up my mind. I can only think of that poor little farmyard girl. Are you quite sure he was there for little Fanchette?
Who cares, my beloved? Surely you don't want to worry me on this day when I should be so happy. I could not suffer a rival to take you away from me.
I am not going to change my mind. Not when my family has already decided for me. Here's Fanchette. Let's ask her. She'll know what's going on. Fanchette, here, let me have a word with you.
Mademoiselle, I'm in a hurry.
One moment.
I don't have a moment to spare, especially not for you.
How wild she is.
Leave it to these country girls. They are the most cheeky troublemakers.
Yeah, Monsieur knows something about trouble, apparently.
Lussan knows too, sweetheart.
Is it true that Monsieur Lussan has taken favor to you?
What? Are you surprised? Are we not noble enough for you?
Monsieur Lussan has taken it into his head to pay attention to you.
I don't know anything about it, mademoiselle.
Clearly.
This is unnecessary. The little one is suffering here. Let her go.
Gladly. I shall simply go to my mother and have her arrange a different marriage for poor Henri. Henri, your engagement must be broken.
Madame Catherine said I should go to...
My suspicions were justified. She will pay for this.
Pay for this? What do you want revenge for? I don't understand you except that you make me play quite a silly character.
Stop joking. Tomorrow, we will be united. Tomorrow, the light of my glory will extend to benefit you. And you will not hesitate to support me in a plot to reveal Monsieur Lussan's disgraceful behavior.
What plot?
To banish this insolent farm girl from here, whose indecent conduct will doubtless have authorized a weak man to spurn us.
Who? Catherine?
Herself.
One moment. This is not my problem. But you are mistaken, Elise. It is not her fault.
Would you side with my abusers then, sir? Or do you really think some little farmyard girl could have been the object of so much passion? No. No, sir. It's obviously Catherine. So imposing in her state, apparently, so justified in her prejudice against men. Only she could have inspired a passion to justify such a folly. Only she could have inspired a change in Lussan. A change that everyone has noticed.
She's mad about all that. She's not gonna like what I've done at all. Again, my lady, you may be right, but I don't see what motives you have
Whatever they are, do not hesitate to support me. If you do as I wish, my hand will be your prize. On the farm, why, it's impossible to even consider him. But if he was having some affair, why, the person more to blame would be the unnamed woman. Without name, without rank. A woman who paid back the kindness showed to her by Madame by seducing the man destined for her daughter. A woman who was not afraid to cause scandal. The only house that perhaps wanted to receive her.
But, my child, are you saying that Catherine...
Yes, it certainly does seem that way.
She'll be dismissed at once. Consider this, brother. You still consider Fermière as a suitor? Elise was right. Monsieur de Lussan has behaved very badly with us.
Pardon me, sir. Several unexpected obligations prevented me from joining you any sooner. But here I am, at your service, and ready and willing to answer any questions you might have for me.
So my questions come down to one point. Do you love my niece?
I loved her once, sir.
And why do you no longer love her?
Because her character was unable to sympathize with mine. She played with Fierval's hopes, but her flirtatiousness only filled me with dread. Besides that, I could no longer love her because a stronger love has already obliterated the charm she had in my mind. And I speak to you sincerely.
So you do not love her?
No, sir.
Are you aware that you will bring with her £150,000 as a dowry?
All the better, sir. I would rather be happy and know that my wife is happy.
So it is the farm girl you love. Elise was right.
She guessed.
Oh yes, and she is furious. She says it is a terrible scandal, that she must have seduced you, that she must be run out of town tonight.
Run out of town? Catherine! No! You don't know her. You don't know how many wonderful charms and virtues she unites. She's not what she appears to be. Countless misfortunes have reduced her to this state, yet she still chooses to live with honor and nobility. For 2 years, she's been living on that farm, and no one knows who she is or where she came from. And in the 3 months since I've known her, in the disguise in which you caught me, I've not been able to obtain a single sign of trust from her. Then this evening, she'd just begun to confide in me. I was about to learn the secret of her past, when fatal circumstances interrupted us, and you saw the rest.
What are you telling me? She's been here 2 years, and some misfortune due to a man has reduced her to the state which she now lives. I knew I recognized her. Hurry, we must find her before she leaves. Madame Fermière, are you looking for someone here?
I was looking for you, sir.
And what have you to say to me?
Things that concern Madame Elise's happiness. I did not want to disturb the party with an outburst. But if you could find Madame, would you please bring her my apologies? I'm giving back the farm she entrusted to me. And tomorrow I leave the village for good.
But if you are so attached to her, why leave? And why so quickly?
The spectacle you witnessed earlier should be reason enough. Especially with this letter.
From Fermière. Oh, libertine!
You can see I cannot stay in a place where such a man would soon have the right to speak to me as a master. I must either defy them or degrade myself. Listen, I have nothing more to say here and nothing more to hear from any of you. So all that remains is for me to take my leave of you.
You are not going to disappear like that. You came from somewhere before you came here. You matter to someone. You had a father, a mother, a husband. Where are they? Who are you really?
Sir, what do you care? I lost my father and mother in infancy. And after they died, there was a noblewoman who was fond of them who took me in. She arranged for my education, for my marriage to a nobleman. And when she died, I was left on my own.
And your husband? What happened to him in all this?
He left me. After 5 years of cruelty, he left me. And for 2 years after that, I have heard nothing, so...
With all this together, it cannot be. Answer me this quickly. Were you born in Paris? Are you related to a captain by the name of Harcourt? And the young man?
Harcourt was my father.
And your husband? Was he a young gentleman by the name of Dornhead? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, I tell you. I did not recognize you at first, but I now know you have a sacred right to my tenderness. I may have had a scoundrel for a son, but I thank heaven for the chance to repair his faults. Oh, Julie, dear and generous Julie Harcourt, do not leave the poor Boniface by grace, by pity. I beg you on my knees for my son's forgiveness. Forget that I was his father, and let me be yours. Think no more. Think no more of adventures, of disguises, of running. This is your final refuge, and nothing in the world will take you away from it. Your honor is mine, My fortune is yours, and we shall make each other happy. But first, we must punish a fool. We must correct my niece and make a good marriage.
A good marriage, but...
Yes,
No.
but not Elise. Of you and Count de Lussan. You love each other like crazy. You're both honest, and you're both rich. What's better than that?
Rich? You know there's nothing left.
You are my heir. Elise's dowry is yours. My fortune is yours to dispose of as you wish. The rest is up to you.
Charles.
Now it is my turn to celebrate my niece. But wait, we are still missing someone.
It's Monsieur de Lussan. Let's go get him on the moon. Let's go.
I must tell you all something. Monsieur, I now have the pleasure of introducing to you all my daughter-in-law, Madame Henri, to whom I am restoring her fortune, and who you, sir, may marry at once, if you love her as much as I see you do. Elise, embrace your cousin and introduce her yourself to Monsieur de Lussan.
Her cousin?
Your daughter-in-law.
Who is this mystery woman?
Catherine?
Indeed.
Jane. Catherine, is this true? Am I to be the happiest of men? Speak!
Have pity on me. I cannot answer you. My father, Madame. You keep the money. Lussan is rich enough for two people, and I love him enough to rely on him.
God.
Catherine, please, forgive me. Let us be friends.
We are friends.
Let us sign the contract now. It's all ready. Only the names need to be changed.
Change the names? They can get married if they like, but this isn't their wedding. So far, I see no reason for me to give up my hopes.
Your hopes? I have enough reason in my pocket. Elise, take this. Read it yourself.
Impertinent.
This letter has taught me plenty about you, sir. Now let me teach you something about me.
What? Oh, come on, it was a joke.
Adieu, monsieur.
You're making a mistake. You won't be able to do better than me. I leave you with my deepest respect.
Adieu, young man. No hard feelings, I hope.
Not in the slightest.
Should I follow you, sir?
No, you good for nothing, you're dismissed.
Thank you, sir. My Fanchette!
Elise has done the right thing, and stands to gain by it. As for my property, my children, I divide it between you two.
Thank you, sir. But there is a favor on which I must insist.
What is that?
Give my farm to Fanchette. It's only right that she should be rewarded after everything she's done for my sake.
With all my heart, dear child.
I will be the only one out of luck then.
Why is that, my friend?
Alas, sir, I could only ever marry Fanchette. But if she has a farm, how can I possibly be worthy of her with my 140 pounds?
I can take care of that. Go and get married.
Oh, sir, thank you.
Let us think only of happiness now. At the end of the trials with which life is strewn, how great it is to be able to find happiness and peace with your friends.
Your neighbors.
Your family. And yourself.
Respecte